The wild requires that we learn the terrain, nod to all the plants and animals and birds, ford the streams and cross the ridges, and tell a good story when we get back home. The shack and a few trees float in the blowing fog. I pull out your blouse, warm my cold hands on your breasts. You laugh and shudder, peeling garlic by the hot iron stove. Bring in the axe, the rake, the wood. We'll lean on the wall, against each other, stew simmering on the fire as it grows dark, drinking wine.
It was clear to a lot of us that the legitimate heirs to the legitimate intellectual heirs to the Transcendentalists were the New American poets. They, Snyder so clearly came from Emerson, Thoreau, Rexroth. The lineage was very clear.
There are so many different phases in his life, from his sort of working class childhood in the Pacific Northwest to his bohemian, college and graduate school phase, the bohemian phase of the 1950s, the Zen immersion of the late 50s and 1960s, the re-inhabitation phase of the 1970s, where he decided to go deeply root himself in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada, the academic phase of the 1980s and 90s, where he found himself in a position at UC Davis, he's continually reinvented himself and done so in an imaginative, thoughtful, playful way, with a sort of seriousness, but not with a kind of a heaviness or a thought that, not without humor.
Did I ever tell you what my wife Carol said about you?
No.
When she first met you, she said, "Is that Jim Harrison?" I said, "Yeah, that's Jim Harrison," as you're walking toward her on the Davis campus. "He wrote Dalva?"
Yeah.
I said, "He's the guy who wrote Dalva." I can't believe he had such sensitivity to the woman.
There you go.
She thought you were
a beast.
She thought that you had captured a certain kind of female consciousness like nobody else had, and then seeing you threw her off. How smart.
Yeah, it's good for feminists.
It made her think twice about that. It's original.
19 years ago, you sent me The Practice of the Wild, and you said in the inscription, if anyone understands this stuff, you probably do. since I've been reading you rather faithfully for 43 years, you know, since Rip Rap came out, I wondering if it hadn't led me to some wrong ideas about you, but I hope that's what we can discover.
I'd like to find that out myself.
Yes, of course.